Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Let's Talk About America. Today is July 30th, 2024. Before we get into it, I'd like to get the what's what and the who's who out of the way. So please, if you can, if you're watching this, if you're a returning viewer or if this is your very first time watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps. I hate having to ask, but, every little bit does its part. If you can, also go to Twitter and Instagram, where I do a little memeing. I make some funnies, make a few jokes. I think that Instagram and Twitter are quite crazy concepts in general, but they're a way to get your thoughts out there. So please follow along there as well. I got a couple ideas I want to discuss today. Main one being them crazy Olympics ceremonies that we saw, and why everybody's going crazy about that, why everybody thinks it's some sort of satanic ceremony. I got my thoughts on that, and I'll let you hear them if you stay tuned. Another thing I want to talk about is the gold medals, America's role in the Olympics and what we're expected to do and what I think we're going to do. So stick around and let's talk about America. Thank you.
Let us be aware that while they preach the supremacy of the state, declare its omnipotence over individual man, and predict its eventual domination of all peoples on the earth, they are the focus of evil in the modern world.
We will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
America will find you, and we will bring you to
We
justice.
came, we saw, we died.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
All right, guys, let's get right into it. So I'm assuming everybody's either seen the Olympic ceremonies, or saw some memes, or saw some people complaining about it, or saw somebody arguing about it with their cousin on Facebook, if it really was satanic in nature or what have you. All right, first things first, let's get this out of the way. The Olympics themselves are a pagan ritual. So anybody who doesn't know the history of the Olympics, you got to understand that first and foremost. The Olympics are a pagan ritual. Not only the original Olympics way back when in ancient Greece. I mean, those people were literally, the concept of the Olympics was let's get really drunk. Let's take our clothes off. Let's go out there and do funny sports and athletics that no one actually does in real life. Get all hot and bothered and sweaty, and then when the sun goes down, we're going to have a big-ass orgy. That was the point of the Olympics. So, if you're surprised that dudes are showing their balls and, guys with beards are dressed up like ladies with bushes, then, I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't be watching it in the first place. The Olympics themselves are a insane concept in general. Now, that said, there is, of course, the concept of the modern Olympics. Modern Olympics were sort of they're supposed to be brought back, bring the old ways back type of deal, where we could unite all the nations together once every 4 years and sort of try to compete our way out of international conflict. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. We got years and years of peace due to the Olympics. Sometimes bad things happen at the Olympics. Some people might remember the 1972 Munich Olympics. That was not a good year for the Israeli team. So if you don't know about that, go look that up. That was pretty bad. Sometimes, historic moments happen at the Olympics. In '36 in Berlin, Jesse Owens, he won the gold for America. Gave he showed Hitler and the Nazis in their town, in their city, that America truly was number one. Of course, then he came back to America, and the president wouldn't talk to him, and he wasn't allowed to actually go to any of the Olympic parades for the winners. But that's long gone and another story that we'll get into one day. But point is that the modern Olympics were supposed to be a idea for the world to come together and create unity through sport and friendship. That being said, there have been some odd opening ceremonies, to say the least, in recent years. If you look at the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, their opening ceremony was purely a display of the might of China, of the Chinese will, the ability for the Chinese society to work in unison. They highlighted that. If you maybe I'll put up a quick little video here for you to see. But the point of their opening ceremony was to show that when China wants to, China can work together and China can do whatever it wants. Then, on the opposite side of that, the Chinese vision of strength and unity. On the opposite side of that, we get to 2012 London Olympics. That was creepy as all. Okay, no getting out of it. It was almost some would say, some have said, I haven't said, I've heard people say that the 2012 London Olympics was a prediction, if you will, to the COVID times, because the opening ceremonies showed robed doctors, old medieval death walkers walking around with syringes, with little dying kids in hospital beds. It was, all subliminal messaging aside, it was quite creepy. Again, I'm going to have a little video up here for you so you can have a quick look. So there is definitely a purpose and an intent in these ceremonies. They don't just happen out of nothing. It takes hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to coordinate these events, to script them, to act them out. So to say that this was just that all of the meaning, the cultural significance, the subliminal messaging in this ceremony was purely accident, and that people are overreacting is a bit of a reach, because a team did sit and coordinate these ceremonies, and they were not ignorant of what they were putting into them. But to be upset by it, I don't know. I guess, yeah, I can see it, parodying the Last Supper, creating a sort of blasphemous image of the Last Supper is in poor taste. But let's be real. Are you surprised? If anyone pays attention to anything going on in the world, do you think that the people in charge of the Olympics are the same people who hold the image of Christ in any sort of sanctity? No. Let's be real. No. So to be surprised, to be upset by it is futile at best. I'm not sure what will be gained from trying to criticize anyone who supports these sort of images or these sort of ceremonies. I think the best thing to do is simply, disregard it. There were decades when people didn't give a damn about the Olympics. No one cared. People I think up until the 30s. So for the first 40 odd years. And no one cared about the Olympics. It was just sort of a silly thing that popped up every 4 years, and people. It was random, everyday working men that would win a gold medal. No one cared. There was no such thing as a professional athlete. A professional sportsman. It was only, I think, in the advent really of television, the nightly news type thing, the spread of newspapers and radio, of course, that allowed the mythology of the Olympics to sort of spread and for people to actually start giving a damn. So like I said, it's futile to be upset by this. You can agree. I mean, we can agree. We can all acknowledge that it is insanity. It is purposefully meant to outrage certain elements of society, and to fall victim to that ploy is, giving them what they want. So ignore it, move on, focus on bigger and better things, because at the end of the day, this is just going to go down as another creepy moment of Olympic history that nobody's going to care about. Now, granted, I guarantee in 8 years, when I don't know, that bearded blue guy is probably going to come down as the Antichrist, and Alex Jones is going to be like, "See, I told you so." Now, I'm sure that's going to happen. It always happens. That's what always happens, But at the moment, I think let's ignore it. What would be better, and this is my positive outlook on this whole thing, is that, in 4 years, America's hosting the Olympics. And not just America, Hollywood is hosting the Olympics. So we got them right where we want them. Donald Trump will be president in 2028 when the Olympics are happening. I want him out there with Kid Rock and 50 Cent for the halftime show. I want everybody out there. It doesn't matter if you're from China, from Iran, from France, from whatever bumfuck country that hates America. If you're out there, you better have your hand over your heart, singing the Star Spangled Banner. That's how good I want this ceremony to be. Now, that's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of coordination. And most of all, it's going to take a lot of lobbying from certain political elements, because let's be real, if Hollywood has their way, it's going to be the lamest and gayest opening ceremonies of all time. It's going to be probably Taylor Swift and Ice Spice twerking on each other, and I don't think anybody really cares to see that. So let's put some effort into it, American Olympic Committee. I don't know who's on that committee. I don't know who's in charge of the planning of this. But let's put some effort into it. Let's make the world proud. Let's make Americans proud. This might be our chance to heal the nation. Okay, this might be the one and only opportunity we got to fix all this. So let's do our best. That said, on to the actual athletics themselves. So I've watched one Olympic event so far, and that was the USA versus Serbia basketball game. Now, sadly, I regret to admit this, I was not, in fact, rooting for Team USA. I was rooting for Team Serbia. I have my own personal reasons for that, but the most important reason was that I do think that Team USA is a bit full of itself. I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan. I never have been, never will be. I think he's not a likable man. I don't appreciate the fact that his entire persona is built around trying to be better than Michael Jordan, which he will never be. So If you disagree with me on that, well, you're wrong. And I don't like the fact that he's tried to put together a dream team, because they are not the dream team. They are just simply, the best NBA players NBA's got. I mean, it's no secret. Are we trying to prove a point here? Are we trying to prove a point that we're going to win the gold in basketball? No shit. If we didn't win the gold in basketball, that would be a tragedy. No one expects America not to win the gold. So, in that case, I had to fight for the underdog. Plus, I love Nikola Jokic. I think he's a badass. That's why I will always root for him. So that being the only event I've watched so far. All other events, I think the USA needs to sweep the field. Golds for all. I want golds for the men. I want golds for the women. I want golds for the trans. Anybody and everybody that's competing in the Olympics for Team USA, you better bring home a gold or you're getting sent to Russia to fight, Ukraine, whatever. There should be no reason we should not win the gold medals. The only country ever that consistently can compete against us is Russia, and they sent like 7 people. They're not even allowed in the Olympics, so they can hardly send anybody. Maybe China might put up a little bit of fight, but come on, let's be real. They're tiny. They're a tiny people. They pack a powerful punch, but they're small. There should be no reason that we cannot send every 6'7", 240-pound demigod that we have created through science and a lifetime of training that we have in America. There's no reason. Right? Yeah, okay, some events that won't work, so let's send the little ones as well. But we've got the best of the best. It's not a secret. We've got the best training. We got the best steroids. We got the best everything. We should win, hands down, in every event. If we don't, we gotta have penalties for this stuff, man. We can't be investing all this money, all these taxpayer dollars, into sending these athletes to Paris, and then they come back with nothing. I don't even mean like not even a silver, not even a bronze, gold medal. You come back with anything less than the gold, you get punished. What it is, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, like a year of community service. They got to go coach a local hockey team, a la Mighty Ducks, something. I don't know. But if they can't bring the gold home, they got to serve the nation. Now, on the opposite side of that, for any athletes who do bring home the gold, well, you're getting treated like a king or a queen or whatever royalty you identify as. You're getting it all, okay? You're going to get your pick of the litter. We're going to send you to New York and LA. You're going to pick out whatever sweet models you want. We're going to put you on a one-way plane to Hawaii. You're going to spend a couple months out there resting, relaxing, drinking, laying in the sun, getting your groove on with all your new lovers. You're going to get treated like an absolute monarch. All right. Now, if you bring home more than a gold, more than like 2 or 3 or 4 golds, or, God willing, you do a Michael Phelps and you bring home a neck full of gold, you might get like a city. We might give you Cleveland or some nice little town out in Wyoming or Colorado. We might make you like mayor, king of a town of 10,000. But we got to figure out a way to incentivize these people where they will bring home what is rightfully ours. We can't be, like I said, we cannot be letting these other countries get away with trying to show us up on the international stage. We're behind right now. Let's be real. America is behind. People have been laughing at us for the past couple of years because of our president. So we're not really well respected at the moment, and that's got to change. And that can be through 2 ways. One, we can, bomb everybody. 2, which preferably this should be plan A. We go out and we show our might in the Olympics, as was intended, as I previously explained. I think that would be good for the world. It set everybody in their place again and show them, hey, these are the people we should not be fucking with. And it's just our duty. It's our duty, especially as we're about to host the Olympics. We need to go ahead, set the standard right now. That way in 2028, when we kick everybody's ass and all the judges just happen to lose our steroid test, nobody asks any questions. But all that aside, I'm not sure what else is happening in the Olympics. I guess the only thing that's important was everybody getting pissed off about the opening ceremonies, and then no one's going to watch it for the next month. And then at the end of the month, everybody's going to hoop and holler about who's got the most medals. That's what happens every year, right? Nobody watches the Olympics. Is anybody watching women's freestyle skateboarding? No one watches that. Did you know that they had an event where you have to ride a bicycle and then ride a kayak? But does anybody watch that? No one watches that. Okay, you watch the opening ceremony, you get pissed off, you say I'm not watching the rest of it, and then as soon as the medals total comes out, you start bragging about it online. That's all we do. That's the Olympics. To be completely honest, I couldn't tell you one way or another if the other events even happen. For all I know, they just flip a coin, put their names on a random number generator and see who wins. Couldn't tell you. I think I might watch a couple of the basketball games. Maybe. That's about it. If you have any ideas, fellow listeners, or not fellow listeners because I'm not listening to it myself, but if any of my listeners have any ideas about what are important Olympic events, which ones they think we should watch or I should watch, I could even make a video on one. I might even want to do that. Live stream a random event that I don't think anybody's going to watch. I think there might be breakdancing this year. I saw that. That might be cool. I might want to live stream the Koreans breakdancing. Because I do fall into some YouTube rabbit holes every now and then watching Koreans breakdance. I kind of love that. So that might be pretty cool. But other than the basketball and the breakdancing, I couldn't tell you nothing about the Olympics other than they like showing their balls. How did that happen? Are we to imagine that fella, or I don't know. Was it a man? Was it a woman? Couldn't tell you. But are we to imagine that French person didn't know that the testicle was hanging out? I know when my testicle hangs out because you can feel the breeze. But that French thing didn't know? Well, I don't know. That doesn't make no sense to me. So it had to have either been on purpose or somebody was just getting their jollies off. Both equally as bad. I have seen like a theory that they coordinated that on purpose. That way the clips of the ceremony and the pictures of the ceremony could not be shared on social media. That'd be pretty smart. Sort of sabotage yourself knowing that nobody could share it afterwards. Yeah, pretty smart. Now, if the fella was just getting his jollies off, shame on you, monsieur. Shame on you. All right? Do what you want, do it behind closed doors and in shame like the rest of us. All right? I don't know. I guess that's about it for today. I just wanted to get something out there. The weather here in my little stretch of the world has been absolutely phenomenal this past week. So I've been at the beach every single day, all day. and I've not had time for damn near anything else. So I just wanted to throw something out there this morning, get it put up. Hopefully you got a little laugh. And next week I will be traveling to the motherland for a little bit. Hopefully I can share my thoughts and experiences while I'm there. So until then, I'll probably take a week off. But until then, please, like I said, go like and subscribe to the channel and to the Instagram and to the Twitter. And thank you very much for listening today. And goodbye.
Let us be aware that while they preach the supremacy of the state, declare its omnipotence over individual man, and predict its eventual domination of all peoples on the earth, they are the focus of evil in the modern world.
We will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
America will find you, and we will bring you to
We
justice.
came, we saw, we died.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.